The last week has not been particularly kind to the Colorado Springs Switchbacks, but they return to the friendly confines of Widener Field tonight to host Miami FC in a battle of playoff hopefuls. Tonight's match is brought to you by Phil Long. Here is your look at the USL Championship standings alongside Jose Rodriguez, Sam Goldfarb here. Starting with Eastern Conference, Miami FC just 3 points off the bottom, but also 3 points from the playoff cut line. A lot to play for around the midway point of the 2023 campaign. Meanwhile, in the Western Conference, Colorado Springs 7 losses in their last 9 matches, but still above that playoff cut line, and 3 points tonight, depending on results elsewhere, could take them as high as 4th in the table. So major stakes both ways. Jose, a pair of sides looking for a spark going forward tonight. Our Keg 1 player to watch is Malik Foster for Colorado Springs.
Well, you know, a very important player in the tactical setup for Colorado Springs. He brings a lot of pace through the wings, a lot of experience as well, and he's a very generous player. He's not only about scoring, but about making his teammates better as well.
Meanwhile, Kyle Murphy was Miami's top scorer last year, and it all flows through him this season, especially considering the injuries Miami's battling.
Yes, he has been dealing with some injuries himself this year, so, you know, he's struggling a little bit to get back on track, but he's doing a good job. It's going to take him some time. You know, tonight is the perfect opportunity for him to solidify the opportunities at the top, especially in the counter-attack game, which is going to be very important for Miami tonight.
Just about set for kickoff here at Widener Field in Colorado Springs. A major interconference clash here at 7 Mountain Time when we return. Lineups and kickoff next on ESPN+.
It's summertime, and if you're lucky, weather in your neighborhood could be coming to your neighborhood. Every Thursday, one lucky winner will get to host a weather party from their backyard. Invite us over and I'll do the weather live on Fox 21 News at 5 and 6:30. Plus, I'll bring along enough food for 15 and I'll bring the Fox 21 Storm Squatch as well. Enter now on the Fox 21 Storm Team app for your chance to win a weather in your neighborhood party.
Fox 21 Weather in your neighborhood is sponsored by Luxury Car Cosmetics.
In Southern Colorado, you have to be ready for anything.
Sometimes that involves making a really tough decision. Patagonia or North Face?
We make the most out of a nice day. Hey, grab Aspen, Rocky, and Sierra. Let's go.
And in Southern Colorado, we know it's all about the flavor.
And as our cities grow, we hang on to our Western heritage.
I'm just trying to hold on.
Well, hold on tighter.
I thought you were out this way.
I'm getting off this way. This is how you get up. We are Southern Colorado.
Hey, wait! What about me?
We are Southern Colorado.
Saturday during the summers was our get up and go to Monument Lake fishing. From a little hobby as an 11-year-old kid, it's turned into quite a business.
Our stories matter.
If they're on the trails, if they're in the woods, if they're anywhere, I can be with them now.
Bringing you the most local news.
All of the people that are doing this type of agriculture are trying to do a better thing for society.
We are Fox 21, and together we are Southern Colorado.
Hi, I'm Scott Kilbury, host of Rocky Mountain Quiz Kids. We have 30 of the best and brightest schools from all across Southern Colorado competing for the top spot. Question is, who will come out on top? Watch Rocky Mountain Quiz Kids Sundays at 6:30, sponsored by the Pikes Peak Library District.
Burgers for the mind, tacos for the heart, and chili for the soul. We're Felipe's 109, home of the taco burger. Local flavors, family owned, love, peace, green chili, y'all.
Tonight's player walkout is sponsored by Children's Hospital Colorado. A pleasant good evening to you. Welcome back inside Widener Field in Colorado Springs as Colorado Springs Switchbacks and Miami FC get set for kickoff in this interconference clash. Here's your look at Colorado Springs 11 presented by Phil Long. Jose, what do you see here?
Well, a very dynamic lineup to start, 4-3-3. That's what we have listed initially, but this is a lineup that can change throughout the game. Plenty of talent at the top. You're talking about Foster, Tejada, and Beckford. Quality players, plenty of pace, and very good players inside the box.
Romario Williams notably on the subs bench. He's Colorado Springs' top scorer here in 2023. Meanwhile, for Miami, their lineup also sponsored by Phil Long. Pretty standard, but a lot of injuries impacting the 11.
Absolutely, a 4-4-2 formation for Luis Neal. At the top, Claudio Repetto and Kyle Murphy, which is something that we didn't see at the start of the season. They want more goals. They need to score more to be successful in USL Championship, and that's what they're looking for, especially when you put Sordo on the left side and Salazar on the right side. There's a lot of firepower. Look for Miami to be aggressive in the counter-attack game.
Bolu Akanyode is out tonight, so you see Ben Mines slot in at center midfield for the visitors tonight under Luis Neal in his second match as interim head coach. Just about set for kickoff here at Widener Field. It's a Colorado Springs side with 7 losses in their last 9. Meanwhile, Miami winless in their last 7.
Well, yeah, this is an opportunity for both teams. For Colorado Springs, it's about getting 3 points at home and getting closer to the first spots in the conference. And for Miami, you know, it's about getting away from a bad run. Just getting a point tonight will be something positive for them. So if they get out of this game with a draw, it might not be as bad. But the reality is that they have to pick up points in the next few weeks to get back into the playoff hunt.
Talking to Stephen Hogan for Colorado Springs pre-match, one of the big things he mentioned was the importance of taking their chances. Feel like they didn't do that in that 2-match slate last week.
Yeah, and you know, you're going to go through ups and downs throughout the season. It's a very long regular season, and so you just need to know how to manage. You know, when you're in a 5-winning streak, and you have to understand that you're not the best team in the conference, right? So, you know, you have to keep level-headed and know that, you know, it's a long season.
Miami will get set to get us underway. They'll be in the white and teal kits going from left to right. Colorado Springs in the light blue and black kits going right to left. Interconference battle between Miami and Colorado Springs underway here from Widener Field at high altitude in the Rockies. We'd like to thank you for joining us tonight alongside Jose Rodriguez, Sam Goldfarb here. I mentioned 2 sides slumping at the moment, but both in the postseason last year. Immediately looking long for the danger man, Malik Foster. And a few issues running it down there from Beckford. For Colorado Springs, a side entering this season fresh off a Western Conference Finals berth, their first in club history. There were high expectations despite the sheer turnover throughout the side, and Stephen Hogan has had to rebuild the roster in the wake of Brendan Burke's departure.
Yes, and it's going to be a process for this team. You know, we're just moving past the halfway mark in the season, so, you know, there's plenty of work to be done here. But, you know, I think as it is right now, things are looking very good for Colorado Springs.
Picked up by McGee and finds Foster on the near side. Segrist cross, and it goes out of play for the first corner kick of the night.
This corner kick is brought to you by Pikes Peak National Bank.
This corner kick is brought to you by Pikes Peak National Bank. Bank well, be well, cheer loud.
Well, it's very early, but it is the first set piece opportunity for Colorado Springs. You know, a little bit of a lapse defensively that time from Miami FC, and that allowed plenty of room inside the box. So we'll see what happens, but it's important for Miami not to concede early.
Speedy Williams, the former Miami man, to take. Looks towards the back stick and may have overhit Tejada there. For Miami, they suffered a defeat on the road at Monterey Bay. It was a match in which Luis Neal felt they were deserving of at least a point. But of course, Kyle Murphy's first ever missed penalty led to the ferocious counterattack, and the home side saw it out from there.
Well, you know, that's been the case for so many games for Miami this year. You know, they have been able to play, you know, at a good level, you know, but for some reason, it's a penalty here or there, a mistake, a bad giveaway in the middle. Those are the little things that have been costly for Miami this year, and we'll see if Colorado Springs is able to capitalize on that.
It's a Miami side that is winless away from home this season. 4 losses and 3 draws. Colorado Springs has been far more sure-handed in the friendly confines of Widener Field. Christian Herrera overhits Foster there. Herrera leading the USL Championship in saves. This is Michael Salazar, and he wins a free kick for the visitors.
Miami trying to slow things down a little bit. You know, it's only normal the Colorado Springs playing at home. They're going to be aggressive from the get-go, especially the first 15 minutes for Miami. It's about weathering the storm. If you get an opportunity, you're able to take a lead, so be it. But it's the most important thing is for them to be consistent defensively.
Colorado Springs, you mentioned the fluidity of that formation, Jose, already seemingly dropping into a 4-2-3-1 without the ball.
Yeah, and then, you know, that's something that, you know, it shouldn't be surprising from Colorado Springs. You know, like we mentioned before, you know, they have so many players, especially at the top. They can rotate, you know, they can fill those gaps, and that's why it's so challenging to defend them.
Here's Tyreek McGee, the 23-year-old. And that is Colorado Springs' first free kick. This free kick scoring opportunity is brought to you by Underline, delivering gigabit fiber internet. Underline.com/COS. May have been taken too quickly for the referee's liking. Headman tonight is Nabil Ben-Salah. His ARs are William Aten and James Ewer. JT Belzer is the 4th official. Speedy Williams to take the set piece. Williams tries for goal. No issue for Maguire, although it got his attention.
Yeah, a little bit too far, but not a bad idea at all. Maguire was trying to cheat and move to his left, and maybe that step created a little bit of trouble. So if the ball, you know, takes a bigger curve, then he might have been in trouble that time.
Jake Maguire has locked down that starting role for Miami the last couple weeks. He's been in a battle with Adrian Zendejas all season. Coach Neal said he felt Maguire didn't have a lot to do last week, and it would be unfair to take him out of the 11 for this weekend. Here's Tejada. And quickly loses out to Dennis Dawuna.
It's not unusual, you know, when a new head coach comes in, you know, you have to make some changes just to keep the players honest and to bring some new energy to the field. And that's why it's not as unusual to change the goalkeeper. But Zendejas is a quality goalkeeper, and so I expect him to compete for the starting role in the next few weeks.
It's been a battle all season. Neither keeper's been peppered particularly much, despite Miami's issues defensively this year. We spoke about it pregame. It's a Miami side that rode their defense to the Eastern Conference quarterfinals a season ago. This year, they've conceded the 5th most goals in all of USL Championship.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the most disappointing things for Miami FC this year, because they were able to solidify a system that worked defensively, but they just couldn't score. And now, as they're trying to move away from that setup and try to be a little bit more aggressive, now things are starting to open up in the back. So, you know, it's a challenge because you were good at something, and now you're trying to be better, and it's costing you defensively, and so that's why it's a little bit frustrating for Miami FC at this time.
For Miami as well, the center midfield's been gutted of late. We mentioned Akinyode's injury, starting a more attack-minded player in Mines alongside Dawuna today. Not a lot of ball winners in the center of the park, it seems.
Yeah, and you know, if you're Colorado Springs, you just have to win that battle. You know, that's the key to the game for them. You know, they have to dominate the middle of the field because Miami will be struggling.
Mines loses out to Williams and plays it just behind Foster. And it appears the flag was raised anyways. If you're just joining us tonight, we'd like to thank you for tuning in. Game played at altitude. It's the highest altitude professional soccer stadium in all of North America.
Throughout the years, you know, there are several ways in which, you know, professional teams decide to deal with altitude. You know, most of the teams decide to travel one day before the game. And it used to be years ago that, you know, teams decided to be within the region for a week or so, and that didn't work out. So, you know, recently it's been a little bit more. We've been more accustomed to see teams travel 24 hours before and, you know, just deal with the game.
Williams switches the play out wide for Patrick Segrist. Now here's Foster. Curls one right at McGuire.
Off to a good start, these Colorado Springs. They're moving the ball well. They're finding plenty of room in the middle. They're looking, especially on the left side, very, very comfortable with Foster, of course. It's a little bit of an in-between, a cross, a shot. If that ball bounces in front of McGuire, then he's in a lot of trouble. Up to a good start here, the home side.
Kyle Murphy carries the other direction and wins Miami FC's first legitimately threatening free kick.
Yeah, and this is one part of the game in which, you know, Miami, they have been good this year, and it's set pieces. They have been able to score a lot from set pieces, so this is a golden opportunity here, and I know it's only the 11th minute in the match, but you don't know how many opportunities you'll get against Colorado Springs. So, you know, the most important thing here, whether it's Stanley or Sorto, the most important thing is to bring a good cross in and give Murphy and Paco and Salazar, all of those players, an opportunity inside the box.
Stanley and Christian Sorto in the vicinity here. It's a Miami side that has definitely lacked goals of late. Stanley looking to change the narrative. Stanley curls towards the back stick, and it appears he overhit Paco Craig. Whistle in the process anyways.
Yeah, it looks like a foul was called inside the box, but, you know, a great idea. You know, I think the setup of the play was very good, except that, you know, the cross was just a little bit too strong. But if you see the movement inside the box, I think Lewis Neal will be happy with that.
It's a Miami side that scored just 18 goals in their opening 16 matches. Just one in their last couple. We mentioned the performance last weekend. Lewis Neal was pleased with it, felt like they created some chances. And he said, especially considering the emotional week they went through, it was a promising display. Didn't have a lot of negatives to speak of it, despite dropping all 3 points. It was a difficult week for the Miami players. He said, Coach Pulis was very well liked, and I had to come in and basically tell the guys I don't have a magic recipe to solve it, but what I do know is we just got to keep pushing at it and respond the best we can.
Yeah, I think that's a great approach. You know, it's a difficult situation. Obviously, Lewis was part of the coaching staff as well. And it's just difficult to handle, but it's part of the game.
Miami looks to clear out of trouble. And finds its way back to Malik Foster. Now McGee. Looks to flip the field for Deshane Beckford. And he'll win another corner for Colorado Springs.
This corner kick is brought to you by McDivitt Law Firm. McDivitt, you're in your corner.
This corner kick is brought to you by McDivitt Law Firm. We are in your corner. Second corner of the night for the Switchbacks. It'll be Tyreek McGee to take it, making just his 4th start of the year. Stood up. And another one on the way. This corner kick is brought to you by McDivitt Law Firm. We are in your corner. McGee looks to the heart of the area. Cleared only as far as Williams. Now through for Foster. And just headed over the bar. Biggest chance of the match goes begging.
Yeah, it's a good effort play from Foster at that time. It's a 50-50 ball, but he pretty much owns it. As we take another look here, the ball bounces right in front of Packer Craig. We're a little bit too late, but he's able to get to that ball. Great level of anticipation, and just unable to finish that time. But, you know, you stay with the effort. If you continue to do that, then you're going to be successful here tonight.
Mentioned his importance tonight, especially with Romario Williams on the bench. A lot will flow through him. Picked up by Segrist. Now wide for Deshane Beckford. Makes its way back out to Echeverria. Now the Switchbacks charge forward.
And it's a struggle early on for Miami FC. Right now, it seems like Colorado Springs, they're doing everything that they want in the middle of the field. They've been getting opportunities inside the box with ease, and that's it's not a good sign for Miami.
Once again, Foster with a touch in the final third. Colorado Springs is a possession-based side, but this definitely would not have been on Louis Neal's dream start list. It's been all Switchbacks in the early going here. Williams. And an errant touch from Echeverria.
You know, it feels like the 85th minute mark of a scoreless draw for Miami. You know, it's, you can, I mean, you look at Salazar immediately clearing the ball away. You still have plenty of time here, so Miami needs possession right now, needs to be good with the ball.
Tejada charging ahead. So many numbers behind the ball for the visitors. Seem content just to absorb pressure. Keep in mind for Miami, it's on top of all of the turnover on the coaching staff, a slew of injuries affecting their players. Ryan Telfer as well is on international duty with Trinidad and Tobago in the Gold Cup. So 2 academy products on the bench tonight. They don't even fill out a full 18.
Yeah, absolutely. And to be honest, they're lucky that Sorto is not with the Salvadorian national team because he's having a solid season so far.
That he is. 3 goals to his name already. Just 23 years of age. You figure come a couple years from now, he'll be a regular. First promising moment for Miami finds its way into Christian Herrera's gloves.
Miami trying to find an opportunity here. But they're just not doing enough in the build-up, and I think that's the struggle right now. They don't have possession, and they don't have the right chance to connect through the middle. So they try to go through the wings and then, you know, bring crosses in and see if they are able to connect with Repetto and Murphy. That seems to be the formula of success here, because not even in the counter-attack game have they been able to create opportunities.
Mahoney pings ahead. Not clear who he was looking for there.
Country 95.1, your home for the hottest country and more local rivers more often.
When we look at the 11 that Stephen Hogan has trotted out, it seemed somewhat aggressive to start. Of course, a 4-3-3 instead of the usual 4-2-3-1, but they are not hesitant to throw those center backs beyond midfield when they have the ball either. I mean, it's been so aggressive from the Switchbacks.
Yeah, well, you know, first off, they're playing at home, so you know they have the responsibility to be aggressive, to dictate the tempo of the game, and then I think Miami is allowing them to do that as well, because they don't have a big presence in the middle. They don't have a challenge in the middle, and that's a big problem.
Looks down the line for Segrist, just beyond his reach. You mentioned this Colorado Springs side as well, a little more successful at home. Their last 2 wins, both clean sheets, came against Orange County and Las Vegas in the early stages of last month. They dropped points on the road to 2 sides below the playoff cut line last week. Coach Hogan said he felt winning that Rio Grande Valley match on June 21st would have been the key turnaround point for their season. They lost 5 straight entering that match with Orange County. Said if you win 3 in a row, you kind of get out of that funk. Still feels like his side is navigating through the turbulent waters. But everything's so compact for both these sides. I mean, Colorado Springs 3 points off potentially 4th, and Miami a win tonight could put them in 9th or 8th, so a lot to play for. Here's Beckford. Now Mahoney charges ahead once more. Echeverria. Short for Mahoney. And it falls for Foster. A lot of pockets of space for Colorado Springs, but still awaiting that final ball. Decent work by Salazar. He wins a free kick for Miami.
Just like that, Miami's past the 20th minute mark. You know, it's only normal that things will start to slow down a little bit for Colorado Springs, but still, I think they're pretty much in control. Easy call that time for the referee, a clear foul from Tejada. But, you know, it's going to be important for Miami to understand a little bit more the importance of, you know, being a little bit more physical in the middle. You know, they have to be a little bit more aggressive just to force a little bit Colorado Springs midfielders to move the ball a little bit faster, and that would create a little bit of a, you know, they'll create a little bit more room for mistakes, and that's what Miami needs right now. They have to make Colorado Springs uncomfortable in the game, because it seems like they are just breezing through the game. They're very, very comfortable right now.
But yet similar issues seem to plague them, still waiting for that golden opportunity. It's a Colorado Springs side that largely dominates possession. Stephen Hogan said it pretty bluntly. He said, when we take our chances, we feel we can beat anyone. But the last week or so, that just has not characterized our side. Sordo comes deep to claim. And pings it forward. What a ball! Flags down, and Salazar may have mishit it.
My goodness, what a beautiful ball from Sorto. That's half a goal right there. And Salazar, you just basically have to finish. What a moment for Miami FC out of the blue with no possession, no opportunities. All of a sudden, a beautiful ball right through the middle. First mistake of the game for Colorado Springs, and Salazar unable to finish. Wow.
Foster carries it the other direction. Has a man in Segrist. Now Tejada. Out of play for a corner. This corner kick is brought to you by Pikes Peak National Bank. Bank well, be well, cheer loud. Lewis Neal talked about the importance of transitions. That was a big moment for Miami.
It was big. It was big, and you know it's going to get even bigger if Miami struggles throughout the rest of the half and is not able to score. That's a 1v1 situation.
Corner to come for Speedy Williams and the Switchbacks. It's been all Colorado Springs so far, but the biggest chance of the match went Miami's way moments ago. Taken short for Foster. Now Williams. Flick on header. Stanley just wins the foot race to it. Switchbacks twisting the screws here.
Well, you know, Miami, now you have a positive sign, right? Now you know that there might be an outlet if you look for a long ball. But obviously you have to be effective in front of goal. But that brings a little bit of more of an awareness for the Colorado Springs backline. They cannot move forward with such ease as they were doing in the first 20 minutes because a long ball might hurt them.
Now Foster down on the near side. It's the last sight you want to see if you're a Switchback supporter. You spoke about the aggressive approach of Colorado Springs. Sometimes that aggression has backfired nearly once again.
Well, yeah, because, you know, as you move forward, you have to leave room behind. And everybody knows that, you know, as we take another look at the foul here. So, you know, if you're going to be aggressive, if you're okay with winning matches 3-2 rather than 1-0, then, you know, so be it. But, you know, you're going to give the opponent an opportunity. I think the clear-cut chance of the game right now goes Miami's way, even though if you look at the stats, you know, Colorado Springs is probably dominating all the stats, possession, shots, and whatever you want to think of. But the reality is that Miami should be winning the game right now.
Here's McGee on the overlap. Colorado Springs with just under 60% of the ball, to your point.
Yeah.
Some things don't show up on the stat sheet. It's the one shot for Miami that was the most glaring. Tejada. Over hits for Speedy Williams. And Tuona looking to play out of trouble. More space opening up for the visitors. Ben Mines. The ferocity of these transitions seems to be waning a bit for Colorado Springs. Excellent work by Musa. And McGee. Beckford. Decent idea.
Yeah, I think for Colorado Springs, they're lacking a little bit of presence inside the box. They're doing everything right around the box. Once the ball gets in, and maybe, you know, they're missing the presence of a natural striker. Tejada is not a striker. He likes to go outside the box. Similar with Beckford and Foster.
Clever interplay, and here's Segrist. Snapshot cross finds nobody in black.
it's a good cross coming in. You know, it's midway. Just it's hard to anticipate it. You don't have a lot of time to react as well.
For the Switchbacks, this was a side that was one of the top scoring teams in the Western Conference a season ago. Goals have come and gone in waves this season, and of course the departure of Haji Berry likely has something to do with that. Player who was 2021 MVP, double-digit goals as well a season ago. Echeverria's cross. Cleared only as far as Musa. Foster looks through for Beckford. Broken up well by Craig. We were talking about it a little pre-match. Colorado Springs, they lose Haji Berry, sold him before the postseason began, one of very few seven-figure transfers out of the USL Championship. But also lost two other players with 10 or more goals a season ago. They had to completely revamp their roster and still trying to figure out the right combo up front.
Yeah, it's hard to find players to replace Haji Berry, any player at all, right? But you know, you have to trust the system, and some players, you know, with the tendencies that we see nowadays in the game, you know, wingers are going to be very important, and that's the case for Colorado Springs. So if you solidify the system, it's only going to take, you know, a small amount of time for you to go out there in the market and find players that will compete. And I think they have been able to do that already, because if you look at players like Tejada, Foster, Beckford, those are solid players. You give them confidence, they're going to perform.
There are some proven goal scorers. Tejada has had his ups and downs of late, but his rookie year with Tampa Bay was sensational. Still working his way into the side.
Yeah.
Joined last week.
It's about confidence at times. You know, give him minutes, let him play, let him learn, and you know he's going to make mistakes, and you know, you just need to trust the process.
Williams connects with McGee. Now Beckford has some space. Now Foster draws the flag in the process.
Fans figure out after the match ends to watch the fireworks.
Foster moving on to the right side, switching sides with Beckford. And, you know, to the point that we were just talking about, you know, how dynamic this team can be at the top. It's, you know, it's hard to deal with Foster on one side if you're, you know, Ben Mines tonight for Miami, let alone he's supposed to give you a breather, move on to the right side, but here comes Beckford, you know, which is equally as challenging. So this is a very good team.
I think some Colorado Springs fans will feel they should be a little better positioned than they are in the table. A rocky June, but still in the thick of the postseason hunt. Decent run from Stanley, but no issues for Williams and company. And Beckford has some options ahead. Wings interchangeable here throughout this first half for Colorado Springs. A dominant 30 minutes, but the biggest chance of it has gone for Michael Salazar in Miami. Segrist. And a good recovery by Mines. And McGee will win a free kick for the Switchbacks. This free kick scoring opportunity is brought to you by Underline, delivering gigabit fiber internet. Underline.com/COS. Let's take a look at this. Tyreek McGee's won a couple free kicks already.
Yeah, he gets possession of the ball, and then Moises Hernandez is just a step too late that time. You know, credit goes to Moises for stepping up and trying to make the challenge. It's just a little bit too late that time.
Hernandez filling in for the injured Benjamin Efemu, who had a hamstring issue in that last match at Monterey Bay. Speedy Williams and McGee in the vicinity. You having a hit from here, Jose?
Yeah, why not, right?
Well, as Speedy Williams contemplates, his shoe's untied, so he's got to take care of that order of business first. On a shooting boot, no less. McGee tries, just got underneath it a bit much.
Well, it was not a bad effort, but they really fooled me. I thought Speedy was getting ready to take on that free kick.
He was even lacing up the shooting boots a little tighter.
Right. Yeah, you know, I think it's not the perfect, you know, angle at time for a lefty, but I would have thought Speedy had a better shot at it, but you know, not a bad effort at all.
Just over 30 minutes gone here in this one on ESPN Plus. Sam Goldfarb alongside Jose Rodriguez. A Colorado Springs side that has enjoyed the bulk of the ball, but still looking to break Miami down. And they put McGuire under pressure there. McGee. Mahoney all the way up from center back once again. It's been a fearless first half display from Colorado Springs, and they surge ahead once more. Laid off for Foster. Malik Foster. Hernandez gets his body in the way. Chip towards Segrist. Tejada. And it falls for Christian Sorto. Has already played one terrific ball through the Colorado back line. Not on the same wavelength as Murphy, though.
Well, miscommunication that time, and another big opportunity that goes to waste for Miami FC.
Beckford breaks the other way. Still Beckford. It's the story of the match so far, just looking at Tess McGuire.
So here's Beckford again on the right side. Good caught in. Low shot, just not enough. It's never going to be enough for McGuire. Good goalkeeper. It's an easy save for him. But those 1v1 situations through the wings in Colorado Springs, they really like them. And if you're Miami, you really have to do something about it, because most of the times they're going to win those battles. Talking about Beckford and Foster.
One thing Stephen Hogan will be happy with is the intent his side has shown. He said they came out flat at New Mexico in that 2-1 defeat. And going forward, the last couple games, it has been a struggle. The lone goal over that stretch was an own goal. Said against Rio Grande Valley, heat isn't really an excuse. It's a factor both teams dealt with. So they didn't fully grow in to that New Mexico match until the second half when they were already down 2-0. Here's the 5-time All-USL Championship defender, Paco Craig. Stanley wins a set piece. Salazar had the best chance of the match earlier. If you're Colorado Springs, what's it going to take to break down this Miami back line?
You just have to be patient. You know, you just have to be patient. You're doing everything right. You just need to wait for the right connection.
Find Claudio Repetto long. And awaiting support. Salazar. Laid off for Segbers. First bit of extended possession we've seen pretty much all night from Miami.
Well, Segbers needs to be careful. You know, tonight he's playing as a midfielder. He's usually a right back or playing through the wings, right wing back. When you play as a right wing back, you have the opportunity to dribble. I'll let you take this one.
Foster.
You know, you have the opportunity to dribble, to move past the defenders. When you're playing in the middle, you don't have that luxury most of the time, because a bad giveaway means a counter-attack, and especially against Colorado Springs, you don't want to be in that position. So he needs to be very careful with the ball in the net.
Spoke about it earlier. The biggest talking point, buzzword, if you want, from Louis Neal was transitions. And it's not just going forward, which obviously is a big part of Miami's attack, but defensively as well, not getting caught on the counter, not putting yourself in bad positions. With the exception of that 5-star counter from the penalty that was saved last week, Miami executed that game plan very well. Segbers is experienced, can certainly adjust. DeWuna. They look long for Repetto. Shields off Segrist very well. Sorto. Can't link up with Murphy that time. For Miami, goal scoring has been an issue throughout their USL Championship history. Last season, only managed 47 goals. Their big point of strength was defense, conceded just 32 times in 34 matches. Here this season, still struggling to threaten on a consistent basis, and touched on it a little bit. When half your key playmaking personnel are out due to injury or international duty, it's not going to be an easy equation to solve.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it can be frustrating, you know, even for the players, you know, when you battle for so long. Like, you know, Miami, they have been battling. It's not a matter of effort. You know, the effort is there, but the results, you know, it seems like every single game something goes wrong, and then you end up dropping points, and that can be frustrating, especially when it's a long run.
For Miami, winless in their last 7, got off to a slow start as well. Colorado Springs won 5 of their opening 8 matches. Now have lost 7 of their last 9. Here's Salazar. Most involved of the Miami playmakers so far for Repetto. Stanley on the overlap. And a throw for the visitors.
Closing out the first half, a little bit more possession, Miami, which is a good sign. But you know, if you're Colorado Springs, you welcome this, because Miami can start to believe and start to move forward and leave you some of that room behind. That, you know, if you're Malik Foster, if you're Beckford, you like that room behind. So you just need to wait the right opportunity, and you know, we'll see. It seems like the rest of the first half, you know, they'll bring some opportunities for either side.
Approaching the stroke of halftime here. Visitors growing into it. top chance creators on this Miami FC side. Dewuna. Mentioned the press losing its steam as the half progressed. A lot more space for Miami in possession at the moment. Stanley, early cross, and Murphy fell to the turf. Clearly appealing his case. And it appears to be a set piece for the visitors. Well, I tell you what, if that is a foul, that was awfully close to being inside the box.
I agree with you.
And that's what Murphy was appealing. I think he wants a get-right opportunity after missing his first career penalty last week. Here's another look, Jose.
It's going to be very close. It's a good cross coming in. Yeah, to be honest, it seems like there's a solid argument, right?
I think very solid. Instead, a set piece just outside the 18. And this is a tight angle. It's hard to get up and down from here.
Right, yeah. Well, you know, I think for Miami, we talked about the opportunity that Salazar missed. This is a very good one as well.
Stanley and Sorto in the vicinity, hearing word we're not going to get any stoppage time. And 2 minutes is now the official word. Sorto tries, and it's right in the wall. Try to go underneath. Switchbacks unfooled. Salazar. Sorto once again tries. This time forces Herrera to dive at his far post.
Well, it seems like it's a missed opportunity here for Miami. He at least needed a shot on frame. This is a second chance for Sorto. He tries a left-footed shot, maybe even better than the one that he tried before from the free kick. But regardless, I think, you know, the positive thing here for Miami is that they have a little bit more possession. They have been able to even things out a little bit, but still, you know, you have to take advantage of those chances, especially on the road.
Two big moments go begging for Miami in an otherwise forgettable half for the visitors. They've defended very stoutly here over the course of these opening 45 minutes. Here's McGee into the dying embers of stoppage time. Looking for Foster, just overhit him. It's been the story of first half for Colorado Springs. It's that final ball that's eluded them.
Yeah, I think that connection inside the box, it's the main conversation during halftime. How are we going to work around getting Tejada an opportunity in? That's the most important thing, because like I said before, they're doing everything right around the box and in the build-up before. But that connection inside is lacking right now.
Perhaps one more chance for the Switchbacks before the whistle sounds. And there it goes. No score at the break. Jose, your big takeaways from the first half?
Well, I think it was a solid half for Colorado Springs, and for Miami, it was about weathering the storm. They were able to do that. They closed out their half with a little bit of more possession. The game is pretty much in the air, 50-50 battle for the second half.
0-0 after 45 minutes from Widener Field. When we return the halftime show on ESPN+. All up for grabs here in Colorado Springs.
Burgers for the mind, tacos for the... We're Felipe's 109, home of the taco burger. Local flavors, family owned. Love, peace, green chili, y'all.
Hi, I'm Scott Kilbury, host of Rocky Mountain Quiz Kids. We have 30 of the best and brightest schools from all across Southern Colorado competing for the top spot. Question is, who will come out on top? Watch Rocky Mountain Quiz Kids Sundays at 6:30, sponsored by the Pikes Peak Library District.
It's summertime, and if you're lucky, weather in your neighborhood could be coming to your neighborhood. Every Thursday, one lucky winner will get to host a weather party from their backyard. Invite us over and I'll do the weather live on Fox 21 News at 5 and 6:30. Plus, I'll bring along enough food for 15 and I'll bring the Fox 21 Storm Squatch as well. Enter now on the Fox 21 Storm Team app for your chance to win a weather in your neighborhood party.
Fox 21 Weather in your neighborhood is sponsored by Luxury Car Cosmetics.
We've all heard the phrase before, the mountains are calling. Well, these mountains are screaming. That's what gets me out here in the pool every day. They energize me, even when I'm not feeling it. In fact, they energize our whole family. We have done so much more outside in Colorado, hiking, biking, swimming, fishing, skiing, you name it, and we owe it to the mountains. They literally take your breath away.
Watch Scott Kilbury on Fox 21 Local News, weeknights at 5, 6:30, 9, and 10.
In Southern Colorado, you have to be ready for anything.
Sometimes that involves making a really tough decision. Patagonia or North Face?
We make the most out of a nice day. Hey, grab Aspen, Rocky, and Sierra. Let's go.
And in Southern Colorado, we know it's all about the flavor.
And as our cities grow, we hang on to our Western heritage.
I'm just trying to hold on.
Well, hold on tighter.
I thought you were out this way.
I'm getting off this way. This is how you get up. We are Southern Colorado.
Hey, wait! What about me?
Welcome back here to halftime, presented by Banning Lewis Ranch on ESPN Plus and Phil Long. It is 0-0 here from Colorado Springs. Tonight's honorary healthcare professional of the match is Michael Tollin, manager of respiratory services at Penrose Hospital. Thank you, Michael, for all you've done to help our community. The healthcare professional of the match is co-sponsored by Encore Electric, along with Olson Plumbing and Heating. All right, let's take a look at Colorado Springs' past match. It was a 2-1 defeat at New Mexico last Saturday.
Well, not an easy road game at all. Going to New Mexico, it's you know, the complexions of the field are the first challenge, and then New Mexico, a solid team. So for Colorado Springs, you know, just a very tough game. They were down, you know, at the beginning of the second half as well by 2 goals. They were able to get a goal back, but just not enough time.
Here's your look at Colorado Springs' upcoming schedule. A couple home matches after 2 away from home, Monterey Bay and San Diego, and then that big trip to Phoenix on July 22nd.
Yeah, I think that matchup against Phoenix is going to be, you know, it's a good matchup. If you look at Phoenix Rising, the way they're playing right now, they're very aggressive. Colorado Springs usually very aggressive, and usually when that happens, you know, there's fireworks.
Meanwhile, for Miami, it was also a defeat. It was a 1-0 defeat, and it came here. The penalty saved on Kyle Murphy's shot, and then how about this transition counterattack?
Yeah, man, talk about a tough turnaround here for Miami. You have the opportunity to take the lead, and guess what? 15 seconds later, you're down a goal, and that pretty much sealed the deal that time. Great celebration, by the way. So, you know, that's the way the season has been going for Miami.
And for Miami, it doesn't get any easier. How about a home match with Phoenix Rising before you hit the road for 3 of your next 4? Yeah,
that's going to be big. You know, you want to face the big names in USL Championship. If you get good results, that's the perfect way to get out of a slump. So, you know, Phoenix Rising, it's another great opportunity for Miami.
We'll see if they can get a result here on the road before that Rising blockbuster, which starts at 7 Mountain Time next weekend. Still no score here at halftime between Colorado Springs and Miami FC. We'll step aside when we return. A look around the league and some highlights.
Are you ready? Ready for more of the game you love? Ready for more players and more teams? Ready for more stadiums, for more fans in more cities? This is a different league, the USL Super League. Built for the future of women's soccer, bridging the journey from youth to pro, connected to the global game, and bringing it all closer to home. Are you ready?
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Slide this in behind. Now it comes for Valesky. Tries to leave it there for Gleedle. Sam Gleedle. It's a tap in for Christian Valesky. And Monterey Bay are absolutely flying tonight. Bomasoso. Right through the middle. Johnny Rodriguez. Rodriguez scores! Something out of nothing for the Oakland Roots.
It's summertime, and if you're lucky, weather in your neighborhood could be coming to your neighborhood. Every Thursday, one lucky winner will get to host a weather party from their backyard. Invite us over, and I'll do the weather live on Fox 21 News at 5 and 6:30. Plus, I'll bring along enough food for 15, and I'll bring the Fox 21 Storm Squatch as well. Enter now on the Fox 21 Storm Team app for your chance to win a weather in your neighborhood party.
Fox 21 Weather in your neighborhood is sponsored by Luxury Car Cosmetics.
Welcome to halftime, presented by Phil Long. Still no score between Colorado Springs and Miami FC. An intriguing 45 minutes, an intriguing 45 minutes to come on ESPN+. Here's your look around the league. USL, 14 players at the Gold Cup, representing 12 different nations, 12 from USL Championship and 2 from USL League One. And how about the coaching change at Hartford? Tom Ramos relieved of his duties this week. They turn to their interim head coach. He's leading the helm for this first match next weekend. And also on ESPN2 tonight, Phoenix Rising hosting Memphis 901 FC. When you're done with this game, pivot over to the national network to see that blockbuster matchup.
Yeah, tell you what, I've been able to watch some Gold Cup, top quality.
All right, here's your look around USL Championship tonight. What results stand out to you, Jose?
Well, you know, I think Indy, they're making some noise. You know, I think the draw against San Diego, it's good. It's good. And for San Antonio winning that matchup against Birmingham, they have been struggling as of late. Well, struggling, quote unquote, struggling, because San Antonio, they're a very good team. But you expect them to be at the top. Good result for them at the half. We'll see if they're able to close it out.
Defending champs up after 45 minutes. Meanwhile, Orange County and Monterey Bay just getting underway. Monterey Bay, the team that just beat Miami last week in the top 3 of the West, entering tonight. So a lot of standout matches going on simultaneously with ours. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule. Hartford Athletic under new leadership in action twice next week. Also Las Vegas and New Mexico squaring off. And you spoke about San Antonio moments ago. Big matchup on Friday.
Oh, yeah. Big win against Memphis. You know, it's a joy to watch that team. Memphis, they really turned things around. And as a matter of fact, the game that really changed things for Stephen Glass in Memphis was that 1-1 draw early in the season against Miami FC at FIU Stadium. So that's a big matchup right there against San Antonio. A lot of fun to watch next Friday.
A Memphis side that is 12 matches unbeaten entering the night, trying to keep that streak alive. Halftime here on ESPN+. Still no score in this one. Colorado Springs and Miami looking to break out of winless ruts. We'll have the second half for you when we return.
We are Southern Colorado.
Saturday during the summers was our get up and go to Monument Lake fishing. From a little hobby as an 11-year-old kid, it's turned into quite a business.
Our stories matter.
If they're on the trails, if they're in the woods, if they're anywhere, I can be with them now.
Bringing you the most local news.
All of the people that are doing this type of agriculture are trying to do a better thing for society.
We are Fox 21, and together we are Southern Colorado.
I moved here about 8 years ago to join the Fox 21 News team. I thought I'd only be here for a couple of years, but I absolutely fell in love with Southern Colorado. I also fell in love with a Pueblo boy when I was interviewing him about his food truck. Now we're married, we have this little girl, and my parents actually owned a restaurant in Arkansas, a catfish restaurant, so it's exciting that my daughter gets to grow up in a restaurant too, in her daddy's kitchen in Pueblo.
Yeah. Watch Taylor Bishop, weeknights at 5, 6:30, 9, and 10.
In Southern Colorado, you have to be ready for anything.
Sometimes that involves making a really tough decision. Patagonia or North Face?
We make the most out of a nice day. Hey, grab Aspen, Rocky, and Sierra. Let's go.
And in Southern Colorado, we know it's all about the flavor.
And as our cities grow, we hang on to our Western heritage.
I'm just trying to hold on.
Well, hold on tighter.
I thought you got this way.
I'm getting off this way. This is how you get up. We are Southern Colorado.
Hey, wait! What about me?
Hi, I'm Scott Kilbury, host of Rocky Mountain Quiz Kids. We have 30 of the best and brightest schools from all across Southern Colorado competing for the top spot. Question is, who will come out on top? Watch Rocky Mountain Quiz Kids Sundays at 6:30, sponsored by the Pikes Peak Library District.
Burgers for the mind, tacos for the heart, and chili for the soul. We're Felipe's 109, home of the taco burger. Local flavors, family owned, love, peace, green chili, y'all.
45 minutes gone here in Colorado Springs at Widener Field, and still no score on ESPN+. Both the Switchbacks in Miami looking to break out of a winless run. Let's take a look at the first half highlights presented by Broadmoor Cryotherapy. Jose, not the most eventful half. Colorado Springs largely in control, but Miami arguably had 2 of the 3 biggest chances.
Yeah, 10th minute mark, first opportunity of the match, a shot from Malik Foster, cuts in from the left, and you know, it was a solid effort, but nothing better than what we're going to see in a few minutes, because it's a great setup initially here with the ball coming in, and then as it bounces around, another second effort, that time from Speedy Williams, and Malik Foster makes a good run. The anticipation is the key in that play, but just unable to finish that time for the home side.
All right, and then later on in Miami, around the midway point of the first half, the most glaring opportunity of the match. And how about this ball from Christian Sorso?
It's a beautiful ball. He has plenty of time, but it's not easy at all. Great run as well, movement without the ball, but Salazar just unable to finish that time. And that play, I'll tell you what, that play is going to hunt him if Miami is not able to win this game, because that's a big moment in the match. That's the first opportunity for the visit inside at that point. And just that's what you hope for as a striker.
35th minute, Colorado Springs was back at it though.
Yeah, you know, they were able to, you know, to create some trouble defensively, especially when they switch Beckford and Malik Foster. This time Beckford again on the right side, moves away from Stanley, but the shot not strong enough, and it needs to save from McGuire.
Let's take a look at the first half stats presented also by Broadmoor Cryotherapy. You see the possession in favor of the Switchbacks, as are the shots, but 2 of those shots on target from Miami were probably the most impactful.
Yeah, and you know, I think Miami finished the half really, really well. You know, they struggled to begin the game, but they grew into it, and you know, we'll see what happens in the first 15 minutes of the second half. Those are usually very telling. We know that the draw is a good result for Miami, but we'll see if they have a shot at 3 points here tonight.
It was possession that was almost at 60% for the bulk of the first half for Colorado Springs. As the press subsided, so did their grip on possession. All right, just about set for the start of the second half here on ESPN+. No apparent changes either way here from Widener Field. You've mentioned these first 15 minutes being telling. What are you looking for?
Well, you know, I think for Colorado Springs, and we talked about this before, I'm looking for them to find a way to connect inside the box. That's the one thing they're missing. they're creating opportunities, but they need opportunities inside the box.
Switchbacks have just been lacking that final polish, it seems. Meanwhile, for Miami, they've been lacking the ball for large portions of the game. We'll see if either of those things change in the final 45 minutes.
Yeah, I would expect Miami to do something in the middle, just to be a little bit more aggressive, you know, bring the energy level up a little bit.
Here's Foster looking for a quick start. Cross falls, McGee! And a terrific bit of emergency defending there.
Well, that's a great start for Colorado Springs. There's a good chance, good ball movement, you know, and again, they were able to find a connection inside.
Turns over for Williams. And Colorado Springs will settle on it. Looking for Segrist and finds him on the far side. Now cross comes in. Not able to skew it on target.
Well, already the second play of the half. And guess what? The end result is now a header before a shot inside the box. So clearly that was part of the conversation. And they're doing a lot better, Colorado Springs.
Almost resembles the start of that first half. Foster darts it across and goes out for should be a throw. Haven't seen a lot of Oscar Ogren, the Clemson product, tonight. He gets beyond the midway point. Beckford. Segber stands him up. Goes out for a goal kick.
We'll see what the approach is for Miami here. Well, they go short. Yeah, that's exactly what I was waiting for. Because if you go long, then this is what happens. You know, you just give the ball away. You have to win the second ball in the middle.
For the bulk of that first half, it seemed like Colorado Springs was winning the foot race to those second balls. But later on, things began to open up.
Absolutely. I think, you know, Colorado Springs, they have been a step ahead for most of the game.
Still nothing to show for it, though. The captain, Mahoney, finds Beckford, the 25-year-old.
Oh my goodness, just giving away a corner kick right there.
Very soft corner kick. This corner kick is brought to you by T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence. First of the second half for the Switchbacks. McGee to take. Goes short for Foster. Williams. Perhaps something out of the training ground here. McGee's cross. Curls too tight on Tejada. Looking for Foster. Unable to play it through once again, but Murphy's pass is Aaron. Here's Echeverria for Tejada. Tell you what, Miami's getting off scot-free on a couple really costly giveaways.
Yeah, and through the middle, which is, you know, a big no-no. And I get the effort from Murphy of trying to come back, but you really have to make sure you connect with a teammate that time.
Miami's been under fire every second of the second so far.
And the big difference maker for Colorado Springs, and it's only 5 minutes into the second half, is that they are moving the ball a lot faster. you know, and that is not allowing Miami to regroup, which is something that they have been able to do. Maybe not lately, but early in the season, defensively, they were able to regroup quickly defensively. In the first half, you know, Colorado Springs allowed them to do that because they were not moving the ball as quickly as they needed. Now, it's about reacting to a player to a play from Miami FC, and you know, that sometimes is very hard to do.
You think the aggression to some degree is a gamble based on, for one, larger supply of fresh legs, and two, a larger supply of proven fresh legs?
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it, but you know, at the same time for Colorado Springs, they feel like this is a winnable game. And you know, they, as much as, you know, everybody wants to preach patience, they know if we get to the 70th minute mark and we remain scoreless, all the pressure is going to be on them. So they're going to get things done here early and breathe a little bit easier through the game.
Here's Mahoney. Looking down the line for Echeverria. Goes down, and referee says there's nothing to it.
It's a good idea here. But, you know, Packer Craig, so it's one of the top center backs in the league. So, you know, very rarely he's going to make a mistake in that play. He knows exactly what he needs to do. Doesn't even have to play the ball.
There's a reason why he's been named all USL. 5 of the last 6 seasons, I'd say.
Yeah, solid player. Packer Craig, one of the top players in Miami FC history. And even if we go back to the NASL days where, you know, big names were part of this club, but Packer Craig, it's solid.
Looking through for Foster, and Tejada runs it down.
Just a little bit too strong that time from Tejada. You know, I don't think we've seen the best version of Tejada tonight. You know, it's a tough situation for him playing through the middle. Usually likes to go through the wings. But when you get the opportunity, you know, just take the minutes and try to do the best you can.
Still have Romario Williams on the bench if they so choose. Tejada only in second appearance with Colorado Springs. He joined on June 20th, immediately featured as a sub the next day.
Yeah, I think he's still finding his way with the team, and you know, obviously tonight a good opportunity with him starting. But I wouldn't be surprised if Romario Williams becomes an option in the next 10 minutes or so.
Has been a difficult couple years for him. He's bounced between franchises. McGee leaves it behind Foster, but wins it back. Foster puts it in the back of the net, but I believe either the flag was raised or there's a foul. Either way, it won't stand.
Yeah. Looks like an offside was called. Let's see where it happens exactly. Oh yeah, there it is. There's the touch from McGee, and Foster is offside.
Foster at least a couple paces.
Yeah.
False alarm. Although Widener Field didn't exactly erupt at that anyways. Here's Sorto. Miami finally out of their own half for what feels like the first time all second. Here's the cross from Mines. Had a bit of danger to it.
Yeah, almost an own goal. And for Musa, you know, that's not an easy ball at all to clear away.
This corner kick is brought to you by McDivitt Law Firm. We are in your corner. Sun setting and the rain beginning to fall here at Widener Field.
That could become a factor, obviously, because, you know, playing on turf that was pitted up a little bit more. And we'll see who takes advantage of that.
Aiden Stanley, the Duke product, stands over it. Former ACC All-Freshman teamer. Also drafted top 15 in the 2021 MLS Super Draft. In the turf. You mentioned the key for Colorado Springs was picking up
opportunity miss from
out wide. If you're just joining us, we'd like to thank you for tuning in here on ESPN Musa. Here is the former Miami man, Speedy Williams. McGee looks for Tejada. Play broken up well by Hernandez. Tejada. Just struggling to unlock that last line of defense at the moment. And once again, McGee and Foster not on the same wavelength. Now some numbers for Miami. Salazar scoops it up on the switch of play. Repetto. Dennis Dewuna. And they work it wide for Aiden Stanley. Sorto looks for Repetto. No issue for Herrera and company. For Miami, this is a club that's been around a while, despite not joining the USL Championship until 2021. It's a legacy of success at Miami FC. And we mentioned this, 2 playoff appearances to begin their tenure, but also won 9 trophies in a 3-year span back in the NPSL days. Here's a low driver, and it finds the back of the net. Deshane Beckford opens the scoring for Colorado Springs. Known as an assist provider, he opens his account for 2023.
And as much as they have been able to do collectively, it is the individual effort of Beckford coming in from the left side. Makes the perfect read. A good run as well that really helps to his left. But he cuts inside. Mines stays put and gives him enough room to take the right-footed shot and moves it past Maguire. Solid finish from Beckford here. And that's exactly what Colorado Springs needed. They get ahead. 30 minutes to go here. They can manage the game and pretty much set the tone.
The 25-year-old from Montego Bay, Jamaica, has scored the Switchbacks' first goal tonight, which is presented by Century Casinos. Welcome to the winner's zone. Well, as things stand, Colorado Springs is fast approaching the winner's zone. And it's one of their key attacking talents, Deshane Beckford, who breaks the deadlock. As Romario Williams will enter the fray. It's a double substitution. Williams and Jay Chapman on for the final 30 minutes. Well, you alluded to it moments ago. For Colorado Springs, pretty much all the cards are in their hands at the moment.
Yeah.
You score that opener, it's a Miami side that hasn't shown a lot of aggression the other direction. Now they're forced to open up a little bit.
Yeah, now they really have to go for it as Tejada gets a yellow card, the first one of the match. You know, for Miami now, it's a situation where there's no other way to go but, you know, to look for the equalizer. You have 30 minutes, you have plenty of time. But at the same time, I think Colorado Springs is sending a message, bringing in Jay Chapman, you know, an offensive-minded player, and Romario Williams, a huge presence inside the box. So you really have to pick your poison here if you're Miami. But, you know, set pieces, again, we mentioned the first half, they're really good at set pieces. Maybe this is the way for them to find the equalizer.
That yellow card was presented by Diversus Health. Mental health and well-being for all. Remember to take a moment to breathe. Free kick coming for Miami. It's Aiden Stanley and Sorto in the vicinity. Looking for a swift reply. Stanley's cross. Decent whip to it. Doesn't find a man in white. And it goes out for a corner. Shane Beckford breaking the deadlock in the 60th minute. What a bit of individual skill it was for the Jamaican international.
Plenty of Jamaican talent, by the way, for Colorado Springs. They're doing really well in the Gold Cup, and that tells you the player pool available for the Jamaican national team.
Sorto plays it back. That corner kick presented by McDivitt. It finds its way into the area. I tell you what, that was quite the chance for Miami. It looked like it fell for Repetto. And now a change for the visitors. It's Joaquin Rivas replacing Claudio Repetto. This substitution is brought to you by the William J. Hillbill Sports Medicine Performance Center. Learn more at hibblcenter.com.
Rivas coming off an injury, slowly getting back into the rhythm of things. Played just under 10 minutes in the last game, now getting a little bit more. Miami is going to need Joaquin Rivas, not only tonight, but for the rest of the regular season. He needs to score more, he needs to assist more. They need him to be effective for Miami to have a good season this year.
Made his first appearance since April 23rd off the bench last Saturday at Monterey Bay. A player with 36 career professional goals. He's also got 31 caps for El Salvador.
Yeah, an international quality player. If he was not injured, he would probably be, you know, somewhere in North Carolina where El Salvador will be playing next.
McGee switches the play. And here's Williams' first touch. Now darts back to Segrist. Malik Foster. Felt like that was for the taking for Colorado Springs. Here's the Canadian Jay Chapman. The chance may have gone begging for the Switchbacks there. Salazar, and a tussle with two and wins a free kick. What do you make of these changes we've just seen? You kind of touched on for Colorado Springs, it was almost dueling in tension with Chapman coming in the midfield and Williams up front.
Yeah, well, you know, I think for Colorado Springs it's pretty clear. They're not settled with one goal. They want to seal the deal as quickly as possible, and I think a second goal might do it. But for Miami, you know, I really like the aggressiveness from Louis Neal. I think, you know, he's taking a big opportunity here as an interim head coach, and you know, there's really no risk into going for the game. You know, that's what you're expected to do. You have to trust your players, and even though Rivas, he doesn't have a lot of minutes in his legs in the last few weeks, you know, I think this is a big opportunity. So trust the players, let them play.
They look long for Malik Foster, who's got some room. Bundled over, and the referee is unmoved. The Widener Field faithful expressing their displeasure. Now Rivas the other direction. You mentioned Rivas. Scored 12 goals in a season for Tulsa in 2018. Has a knack for goal, just has battled injuries throughout his career.
Yeah, and you know, he has his experience playing as a 9. He can play through the wings as well. So he's a player that really can help you. But, you know, I think especially this year for Miami, He just hasn't been able to connect with the striker as much as he would have wanted.
Another replacement on the front line. Jonas Fjellberg is going to replace Juan Tejada. So Tejada struggles today. Continue. And Fjellberg checks in as this substitution is brought to you by the William J. Hibble Sports Medicine Performance Center. Learn more at hibblecenter.org. Fjellberg, a two-time Atlantic 10 Player of the Year at Dayton. Just had an absolutely sensational college career. Another youngster who just joined this Switchback team on May 12th. It was in a switch for Macaulay King in that swap deal. Fjellberg, a native of Norway. Had 8 goals and 1 assist with 21 chances created last season. Here's Chapman and Fjellberg's first touch. 24 years of age, incredibly versatile. Foster for Fjellberg. And Williams draws the offside flag. It is a packed crowd here at Widener Field. Mascot crew getting amongst it as well, and they'll be happier with what they've seen the last 10 minutes or so.
Well, yeah, I think, the goal, it's something that Colorado Springs needed, just not to feel that pressure of, going against the clock and maybe, letting 2 points get away. I think this is a very winnable game for Colorado Springs. But, they might need a second goal here. You never know with Miami. They already had opportunities. They were not able to capitalize on them. At some point, they're going to put it in the back of the net. So if you're Colorado Springs, you have to continue to be aggressive.
Too many variables with sitting on a 1-goal lead, it feels like.
Yeah. There's so many things that can change the game within seconds. Talk about, yellow cards, red cards, fouls, set pieces. So many things that can change the game. So it's important for Colorado Springs to, I understand that the game is pretty much in the balance as well.
And it's not a Colorado Springs side known for its defensive solidity. It never has been. Their strength has been predicated on their goal scoring. Miami may have its issues in front of goal, but I agree with you. It's a big gamble.
Yeah.
And it seems Stephen Hogan understands that with the changes he's made along the front line. Here's Segbers. Haven't called his name much tonight. Sorto. Miscommunication with Murphy, and it falls to McGee. Williams has options. Top goal scorer on this Switchback side, coming off the bench for the 2nd straight match. Fjellberg looks for Williams, and it's read well by Craig. Just under 20 minutes remaining of normal time. Miami chasing an equalizer. Hoping to avoid a 8th consecutive match without a win. Stanley. And Murphy's really had trouble carving out real estate. We asked Coach Neal about Kyle Murphy. He said the biggest thing that sticks out about him is how humble he is. He continues to put his head down and work. And he's a guy who's really been working on improving his facilitating a little more this year, trying to get more involved in the build-up. Here tonight, hasn't quite fallen for him yet. He also hasn't had a lot of room to get on the ball either.
Well, I think he needs to find some momentum somewhere in the field, and that's why he's moving back so much. But, you know, if you feed him opportunities inside the box, you know, he's a solid finisher. And unfortunately for him, this team is not providing many chances. Not tonight and not in the last few weeks.
He is 12th all-time in USL Championship history in career goals with 60. And only 8 of them have come from the penalty spot. So you know he can get involved out of open play. Salazar finds Sorto. And now on the overlap for Mines. Ben Mines! It falls for Rivas. Now Salazar! It was a heart and throat moment for a second there for the Switchbacks. But once again, Miami unable to capitalize.
This happens out of the blue. A good move here from Ben Mines, a lot of credit. They give him a lot of room to work with as well inside the box. The shot initially blocked. Murphy unable to put a final touch here as the shot is saved. Just clearing away slightly, and then Salazar again unable to finish. Just an unbelievable sequence for Miami.
Well, they'll make a change in the process. It'll be Gabriel Cabral into the heart of midfield. And Dennis Dewuna will be the man to vacate. Just Cabral's 5th appearance. He's battled injury all year, but was starting to break into the 11 before being substituted against Loudoun 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, Cabral a little bit more of an offensive-minded player. Don't want to, a lot of defensive responsibilities in the middle.
This substitution is brought to you by the William J. Hibble Sports Medicine and Performance Center. Learn more at hibblecenter.org. Another attack-minded change for interim head coach Lewis Neal. As time begins to wane here in Colorado Springs. Have not seen any of the 3 Academy products on the bench yet.
Well, it's not an easy game for an Academy player, to be honest, because the game is pretty much in the line, and you have plenty of experience on the field. If you look at Miami right now, it's not a matter of players, I think.
Segrist for Williams. Cleared only as far as Mahoney. Deals with it awkwardly. Final quarter of an hour. Chapman finds Foster. He's got options. Segrist cuts it inside, and Romario Williams, the beneficiary. The top goal scorer for the Switchbacks doubles their advantage here in Colorado Springs.
A beautiful goal. An excellent setup out of the build-up. The first one was all about the individual effort. Now it's the beautiful game. The jogo bonito. Foster, Segrist, Williams, back of the net. Beautifully done.
Well, Jose, that's the quick ball movement you expected. And Romario Williams doubles the Switchbacks' advantage. This Switchbacks goal is presented by Century Casinos. Welcome to the winner's zone. Gamble pays off. They went for 2, they got 2.
Well, sometimes, the decisions coming out of the coaching staff pretty much set the tone of what happens on the field, and I think that's the case. Bring Romario Williams, and you're sending a message to the players, okay, we really want to win this game, but we don't want to win this game playing defense. We want to win this game scoring goals at our pace, at our rhythm, and that's exactly what they have been able to do. All the credit all the credit to the coaching staff and to Romario Williams as well. First opportunity of the match, and he puts it in the back of the net.
It's the 7th time the Switchbacks have scored multiple goals in a match. That'll be a welcome sight for Stephen Hogan and company. Now Rivas racing the other way, and he wins a free kick.
And for Miami, Sam, a little bit, you know, of what we've seen throughout the year, you know, as they try to move forward, they start to do things a little bit better. Here comes the second goal, and pretty much, you know, puts the game out of reach. So mentally, that's the mental part of the game. How hard this season has been for Miami FC, because things like what happened tonight, this game is the perfect example of what the season has been like for Miami FC.
They've been in the match for spurts.
Yeah.
But just unable to find the finishing touches.
Talk about the Ben Mine's shot, you know, Murphy unable to finish on the rebound, and then Salazar skying the shot. Those are the things that are really, really tough.
Another tough break for a Miami side that's dealt with a lot of them this season, but they have a set piece here as they hope to make up ground. Cabral has a hit, and what a stop by Christian Herrera.
My goodness. Save of the week candidate, without a doubt. It's not an easy save at all. It's a very good free kick here from Cabral. You know, what an angle. Beautiful save.
Short corner, and it stood up out of play by Salazar. That corner was presented by McDivitt Law Firm. We are in your corner.
It's good to see that Miami continues to fight. And again, I think we've been through this throughout the game. It's not an effort problem for this team. When they go 2 goals down, they should have at least 1 goal, but it's the 79th minute mark and they're still fighting. But I think tonight it's just about facing a better team. You know, Colorado Springs, they are a step or 2 ahead of Miami at this point. And I think they have been able to show that on the field. I really like the patience shown by Colorado Springs tonight. They waited for the opportunities, and in the second half especially, they were able to capitalize.
Williams receives the long ball, the flag stays down. Here's Foster. Yeah, to your point, Jose, it's been relentless from Colorado Springs. Constantly in possession of it, especially to start the second half. The amount of quick ball movement we saw. I think it's safe to say they've been the better side. And even though Miami's had a couple big chances pop up, I think the story of the match has been how the assertiveness of the home side has paid off.
Yeah, I think, you know, as we continue to see this team grow, I think the next step maybe for Colorado Springs is not necessarily about continue to score or finding consistency inside the box. It's just about the defensive work, because Miami had an opportunity in the first half that could have changed the game. The Salazar miss, if he's able to score that goal, it's a completely different ballgame.
Yeah, you'd figure Colorado Springs would have had to overextend a little more.
Right.
Might have opened up a few more counters.
I'm not saying that, you know, they don't have the capability of winning that game, but it's a different ballgame.
Absolutely. McGee wins it back. Now Fjellberg, the new signing, Fjellberg, and narrowly misses Williams at the far post. It was nearly 3 for the Switchbacks.
Well, it's a great ball inside the box, but I would have liked Romario Williams to make a different run, maybe through the middle, get closer to the ball. It was not an easy feed at that point. But if you give him a little bit of room behind, Fjellberg might be able to set you up, and it's an easy finish.
Either way, though, I think it's safe to say this second half has been a slick display of quick build-up from the Switchbacks. Very competent pressing. One of the better halves of the year for the home side.
Yeah, without a doubt. And, you know, it's good, you know, for the coaching staff when good performances get rewarded. And I think that's happening tonight for Colorado Springs. That brings a lot of momentum, a lot of confidence. And, you know, right now it's about closing things out. You know, keep the clean sheet and just to understand that, you know, performances like this one, especially in the second half, it's exactly what's required to win at this level.
And of course, taking their chances was the mantra of Stephen Hogan entering the week after 2 performances in which he felt like they left some goals on the table. That has not been the case tonight.
Yeah, and especially in the second half. I think, you know, the opportunities that they have been able to create, and whether it's individual play or collectively like we saw in the second goal, I think you need that at some point. You know, it's the individual effort can help you break a game down, and I think that's what happened. That first goal was key here tonight.
Free kick comes after Foster falls to the deck, and it appears we'll see our second yellow card tonight. Relatively clean match. The substitute Cabral in the book. 1 yellow on either side. This yellow card is sponsored by Diversis Health, mental health and well-being for all. Remember to take a moment to breathe. This free kick scoring opportunity is brought to you by Underline, delivering gigabit fiber internet. Underline.com/COS. Here's Chapman, former Toronto FC man, for Malik Foster. Looking to switch the play for McGee and just overhits it. Touched a lot on the importance of Malik Foster. I think it's been a game of ebbs and flows for him tonight, but player with so much proven pedigree at just 26 years of age in the USL Championship. Last season, of course, the big year with Sacramento.
Yeah.
Scored a pretty emphatic penalty in the U.S. Open Cup semifinals against Sporting Kansas City. It wrapped it up in a shootout, did a backflip after.
Yeah, I think we all remember that. You know, it was a wonderful run for Sacramento Republic. But I think the most important thing for Foster here in Colorado Springs, he doesn't carry all the responsibility. It's the collective effort that comes first.
Rivas links up on the edge of the area, and a handball sets up a set piece. And it changes both ways. Here's an Academy product, Lorenzo Di Mercurio in place of Sorto. Meanwhile, it also appears one switchback is set to make his entry in Dennis Erdmann, the German defender. These substitutions are brought to you by the William J. Hibble Sports Medicine and Performance Center. Learn more at hibblecenter.org. The debut for the Academy man, Lorenzo Di Mercurio. He's the first ever Miami FC Academy graduate, gets his opportunity.
Big moment for the club, you know, working hard on the academy throughout the South Florida region, looking for talent and, you know, helping those young players get opportunities like this one, competing at the professional level. It's a dream come true, I'm sure, not only for Di Mercurio, but his family, friends, and everybody involved.
This is set up for Rivas, and that curler does not find its intended target. Di Mercurio, just 20 years of age, a product of local Weston, Florida. And now Malik Foster will get his ovation. Entered tonight, top 10 in the USL Championship in chances created. He makes way after another solid performance.
Yeah, good performance. You know, exactly what Colorado Springs needed from him. We talked about Foster in the pregame, and I think, you know, he did exactly what we expected. You know, he was a force through the wings, whether he plays on the left or on the right. He'll give you the same effort and be equally as dangerous, which is something that, you know, I'm sure the coaching staff values at all.
Erdman, his replacement, a 32-year-old defender in his second year with the Switchbacks. Played over 1,200 minutes a season ago in defense. Spent the bulk of his career in the second and third tier of the German football pyramid. Now gets his first touch, and Fjellberg unable to corral it. Assuming this result holds, Colorado Springs would earn their third win in the last 5 after dropping 5 in a row from May 5th through June 2nd. Meanwhile, Miami FC would move 8 matches winless and their third consecutive defeat. And of course, still grappling with injuries and coaching turnover. It has not been an easy campaign for former playoff side. Here's Di Mercurio's first touch. Hernandez has a dig.
Switchbacks fans under 2 minutes to play.
Into the final 2 minutes of normal time here on ESPN Plus. And as the calendar turns to July, the Colorado Springs faithful are ready to party on 4th of July weekend. Here's Cabral. Had one of the better chances of the match for Miami. Out wide for Ben Mines, the former New York Red Bull. Looking long for Salazar and a bit too much power on it. Ogren will usher out of danger. Hearing word it'll be 4 minutes of stoppage time, which will be brought to you by the TikTok Shop. Segbers for Murphy. Now to the Academy product, Di Mercurio, and his cross does enough to win a corner. This corner kick is brought to you by McDivitt Law Firm. We are in your corner. Aiden Stanley will stand over it. One of the more promising performers on this Miami side tonight. But nothing to show for it on the score sheet. Cross to the near post, stabbed at by Musa. Now it's a matter of running down the clock, Jose.
Yeah, it's about defending with the ball for Colorado Springs. You know, if Miami gets to score a goal, then, you know, there's a little bit of drama, but it doesn't seem like it's going to happen. Colorado Springs pretty much in control. If you can have possession 2 out of the next 3 minutes, you should be fine.
Cabral looking for that quick strike. And Rivas. when you evaluate this Colorado Springs performance, what are the first things that come to mind here?
Well, I think that the determination they showed in the second half, the adjustments that were made in halftime, they wanted to be more aggressive, faster with the ball, have a presence inside the box, and they did it. They did it. So, you know, I think that's the one thing that, you know, I really like from Colorado Springs tonight, you know, the way they responded to the head coach.
Meanwhile, for Miami, as we take a look at this Segber's chance, feels like a story of missed opportunities.
Yeah, well, when you're on the road, you get 1v1 situation in a scoreless match, you have to finish. If you don't, you know, you'll be bothered by that for a while, and I think that's the case for Miami. They had the chance to take the lead. They didn't capitalize, and listen, it's going to happen. It doesn't mean Salazar is not a good finisher or not a good player. It's going to happen. It's just that Miami is playing with a lot of pressure right now. They need to get a win. I don't know when it's going to happen, but they need to get one.
We've got Rising on the horizon next week. Feels like a massive momentum building opportunity if they can secure at least a couple points. Segbers, now DiMercurio. Whips it to the near post, Musa stands it up. Cleared only as far as Paco Craig. Now Cabral. Read perfectly by McGee. Woo. It's slick. Here's Chapman. Perhaps time for one final chance. DiMercurio with his first shot of his professional career. And as of now, the Switchbacks can just see this one out. Whistle sounds, and it's all 3 points for Colorado Springs Switchbacks here at Widener Field. A terrific performance and a much-needed return to the win column.
Yeah, and deservedly so, because they were the better team tonight. They have been able to create opportunities, and in the second half, they play a solid game. Unfortunately for Miami, another step on the road and another game away from getting back into a winning streak.
The votes are in. The Better Business Bureau Man of the Match is Deshane Beckford. Read verified customer reviews and check business ratings at bbb.org. Meanwhile, also when we take a look at some of the big moments in this match, we got to look at the critical moment of the match, which is brought to you by Centura Health. Jose, it's Deshane Beckford's finish in the 60th minute.
Absolutely, because this is the moment that opens up the game for Colorado Springs. It's a good feed on the left side. Sigurds controls the ball really well. Opens up room as well, keeping Ben Mines away from Beckford. He cuts inside, right-footed shot. The ball that bounces in front of the goalkeeper makes it impossible to stop. Beautiful finish, beautiful goal, and that pretty much sealed the deal for the home side.
Deshane Beckford with the man of the match and the critical moment of the match. His goal is what kick-started a 2-0 victory for Colorado Springs Switchbacks, and they climb to 5th in the USL Championship Western Conference table as of now. We're going to step aside when we return. Some highlights from what just transpired on the pitch. A 2-0 victory for the home side tonight at Widener Field.
Burgers for the mind, tacos for the heart, and chili for the soul. We're Felipe's 109, home of the taco burger. Local flavors, family owned, love, peace, green chili, y'all.
Hi, I'm Scott Kilbury, host of Rocky Mountain Quiz Kids. We have 30 of the best and brightest schools from all across Southern Colorado competing for the top spot. Question is, who will come out on top? Watch Rocky Mountain Quiz Kids Sundays at 6:30, sponsored by the Pikes Peak Library District.
At Fox 21, we say we are Southern Colorado, but what does that really mean?
It means we bring you the local stories from our towns, our people.
With stories that show how you live, work, and play.
Plus the stories that impact our communities.
We want to tell the stories that are important to you because we are Southern Colorado.
Watch Fox 21 local news weekday mornings from 5 to 9 a.m. and weeknights at 5, 6:30, 9, and 10. We are Southern Colorado.
Saturday during the summers was our get up and go to Monument Lake fishing. From a little hobby as an 11-year-old kid, it's turned into quite a business.
Our stories matter.
If they're on the trails, if they're in the woods, if they're anywhere, I can be with them now.
Bringing you the most local news.
All of the people that are doing this type of agriculture are trying to do a better thing for society.
We are Fox 21, and together we are Southern Colorado.
The votes are in. The Better Business Bureau man of the match is Romario Williams. Read verified customer reviews and check business ratings at bbb.org. Williams' goal in the 75th minute doubled the Switchbacks' advantage, and they finished things off with a 2-0 victory in the friendly confines of Widener Field. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the 90 minutes we just witnessed. Jose, a dominant performance from Colorado Springs. They opened the scoring in the 59.
Yeah, we're starting the second half because it was a beautiful play, switching sides as well for Colorado Springs. And, there's plenty of room to work with, but at the same time, I think we have to give a lot of credit to Beckford because he knew exactly what he wanted to do once he got the ball. And he was able to finish, which is something that Colorado Springs struggled with in the first half. Second half, completely different story.
Sensational bit of individual brilliance from the 25-year-old Jamaican. And then in the 75th, Colorado Springs' top scorer announced himself.
Well, obviously, Miami FC was pushing forward and looking for the equalizer, but the build-up to this play is just outstanding. Again, switching sides, this time finding Foster. Sigurds with a great run, good movement without the ball. Easy setup, easy finish for Romario Williams. That's exactly what he needs to do for this team. Right place, right time, ball to the back of the net.
And here in the 78th minute, it was an opportunity for Gabriel Cabral, but just unable to finish.
Yeah, a wonderful save from Herrera, but as well, a good effort from Cabral. This is a beautiful shot from our team. Unfortunately for Miami, not even a goal here tonight.
Here's your look at the full-time stats presented by Better Business Bureau. You see 12 shots to Miami's 15. Possession actually wound up being 50-50 despite the really fast start from the Switchbacks.
Yeah, I think once the Colorado Springs Switchbacks, gained control of the scoreboard, then, they didn't relax, but they did allow Miami FC to move forward, and that would allow them to have some room, maybe score a couple goals more. They didn't do it. They didn't have to. They win the game 2-0.
Colorado Springs deserve victors as we take a look back at this one on tonight's postgame presented by Phil Long. A terrific performance from the home side, a much-needed return to the win column after back-to-back defeats. So for my broadcast partner, Jose Rodriguez, Sam Goldfarb here, and our entire ESPN Plus crew, we'd like to thank you for joining us. The Western Conference Colorado Springs Switchbacks climbed to 5th in the table with a 2-0 victory over Miami FC. Meanwhile, the visitors fall to 8 matches winless. We'd like to thank you for joining us tonight. It was a terrific match here at Widener Field. Have a good rest of your night, everyone. Cabral has a hit. And
this copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.